Welcome to the Gutsy Presenter podcast. Jen!
Scott, what do
We're
you mean
here.
Gutsy Presenter?
What is
that?
Well, it's the name of our podcast, but it's so much more.
This is a big announcement.
Yeah. We have listened. We've listened to our customers. We've listened to our listeners. People want a place where they can safely practice and build their skills, where they can get experience presenting and not have to wait till some high stakes thing to put their skills to work. And they wanted to do it in a way that they could access it online. So now we are providing a place to do that. It's called Gutsy Presenter, but it's a community. It's a community of like-minded people that are passionate about making an impact with their speaking. And they want a place where they can train and practice and get better.
And it's a global community.
Yeah. I mean,
which is going to be incredible.
Well, it's exciting because you'll get to meet people. You may be in a practice group, you join with somebody who's across the pond, who's south of the border.
I need to explain what a practice group is though.
Yeah.
So a practice group is it can be an intact team.
Yeah.
And it's a private practice group for a team online that they can have a safe place to practice their presentations and give and receive feedback.
Yep.
And then we will also have practice groups where it's a group of individuals from around the world.
Right. And I'm telling you, some of those groups.
Hold on, Scott. I really want to make sure we're clear.
Yes.
That these practice groups, we're going to keep them at a smaller size.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel too intimidating at the same time. And you can start building a connection with your group.
Right. People need to feel safe. And part of it may be that if you're in one of those groups where individuals join, it could be focused on a profession or an industry.
Yes.
So the people you're meeting with, they understand where you're coming from.
Like-minded.
Yeah. They share the same game time. I call them game time variables when they present. So it's always nice to be able to work with people who understand that part of what you do.
Yeah. Same industry. Really cool.
In addition to these practice groups, we're going to have workshops, and we're going to try and offer workshops in small bites so people can learn the way they want to learn. You may have heard of microburst learning. People want to get small bites and get a chance to take those skills into the real world and practice and apply them.
Yes. And Scott, one of the best parts is access to us.
Yeah.
We are the coaches, and we're going to have office hours.
Yes. We're going to have office hours, one-to-one coaching programs, and we're also going to be using a wonderful digital platform that allows people to upload practice videos or actual presentations that they've recorded. And the platform uses AI to transcribe what they say.
So cool.
It allows for coaches to give feedback specific to points in that video, to points in that script. And they also get voice analytics that basically give them a sense of their score as far as eloquence. How many filler words did they use and things like that. It's
very impactful.
It's about taking the online world and leveraging the power of doing this online.
So we are building it.
Yes.
And it's going to be available
in October. We are launching officially to the world in October.
We are. And what I love about this platform, this community, is that it's unlike any presentation skills practice community I have ever seen.
Yeah.
That's what's so cool.
Yeah. It feels like it fits the times. We've in this post-pandemic world, getting in a car, getting on a train and traveling for an hour to try and get to some in-person practice session, it puts carbon in the air, it wastes our time, it's aggravating. We can do this online, and we've learned that over this last year. So this is
very exciting.
It's a game changer. Well, more to come. We'll share more as we get closer to our official launch.
Stay tuned.
Now let's get focused on our topic for today.
We got a topic today. This is a fun topic. This is actually one of my favorite topics around getting ready to give a presentation.
Yeah.
And it is the pre-show check.
Right. Right. You're
What
so
are you
excited
doing?
about it. I have to ask you, just could you hold up that sheet of paper you held up earlier?
Oh,
Let's just jump to it. Show
okay.
people what you got.
So this is my personalized pre-show checklist
Yeah.
that I go through. I know it's really sloppy. That's okay because it's mine.
I
It's
know,
not
but
yours.
but it works.
It works. I go every time before I give a presentation or I teach a workshop, I will go through this entire list. And what this list does is that it ensures my laptop is plugged in, my Ethernet cable is ready to go, my lights are turned on, my windows are shut. It removes distractions. This list makes me feel super ready and confident
Yeah.
to give my presentation. Here's the key though, Scott. This isn't a rushed list. You don't want to go through this list 2 minutes before you start your presentation.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know everyone's schedule is different. I always try to get into, let's say it's a Zoom room. I always get into my Zoom room a half hour early. I go through this list and I do some deep breathing because you know how nervous I get before a big presentation. I do my deep breathing and this list is a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I promise.
We should talk about two things. One, I want to hear some of the specifics off of it. You've mentioned some, but I'd love to hear more.
Oh, what's on the actual list?
Yeah, like give us a couple of other things that maybe you didn't mention. You got your Ethernet cable. What else?
love this. I always make sure I have water.
Okay.
That's really important to me. I make sure my cell phone ringer is turned off. I will even put my phone into airplane mode because I don't want any distractions. When you're in Zoom, if you're in full screen, you can't see the time on your laptop. So I turn on the world clock on my phone. So I have a big timer as well.
Yep.
I close all the applications on my laptop. So I don't want any interruptions with my internet signal. I make sure my laptop volume is up 100%. And then I also test my slides. I test my poll questions, my slides, the animation. I just make sure everything is set.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is it's very therapeutic for me to do this.
Yeah.
Another thing that I do that is very helpful is the opening that I give to a presentation or to a workshop. It is already established. I've already written it out and I will practice it out loud at least 2 or 3 times, getting ready or in the room early. By practicing it out loud, it just gets me into that groove. I can hear my voice. I can hear if I have a commanding voice, and it sets you up for success.
Yeah. Yeah. I this great list of technical checks. There's that, make sure the mic's working, make sure this is working, and that sort of stuff is one thing. But what you're adding in there too is there is this game time component where you need to be at your best from the moment you start. And that's a little bit more like an athlete being ready for a big game.
Exactly.
So the breathing, the talking out loud to yourself, it could be, honestly, I've done this in the past where I have been feeling tired. So I will go jump on the floor and do push-ups just to get my blood flowing.
There you go.
Whatever it takes to get me in the right state of mind. And often I would, to guide people, sometimes it is calming your nerves. And that would be maybe breathing and centering, even closing your eyes, visualizing. Some of you might find that if you do that, you come out very quiet and sedate. So you have to find the right mix of preparation. And for me, I have to sometimes get, sort of pumped up a little bit. So I get up and I move around and I feel like I'm, like an athlete who's about to start a game.
I think that makes sense because I feel I have a higher energy out the gates.
Yep.
Where you're saying you need to do push-ups to gain that energy.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So for me, the breathing calms me.
Yes.
Because my anxiety is high. the breathing calms me, and then I feel I'm in more control. It doesn't mean I don't have an energy and that I'm not smiling. I still bring all of that. I just feel more in control.
Yep. And you can do both. I mean, breathing, push-ups, you can bring it all in there. Some of breathing is to calm your mind, less than your body.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, push-ups, I would just think you're out of breath.
I know. No. Everybody's different.
I know. That's what's so cool about it. So the takeaway from this, Scott, is create a checklist.
Yeah.
It's going to be custom for you. My checklist isn't going to match your checklist.
Right.
So it's thinking through that. And then the last piece is check your mindset.
Yeah.
What is your mindset? Is it, oh crap, I have to give a big presentation? Or is your mindset, oh, I get to have a conversation and help this group to learn?
Right.
So that's something else I tell myself right before I start. I get to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And that is very calming.
So to add a little closing tidbit,
Okay.
Backpacking off that's such a great idea, is you might want to have your own mantra. So
yes.
I have a quick mantra. I'll say it 3 times. I'm just a mentor. I'm only a mentor. I am just a mentor. And that works for me to get me in that mindset of generosity, of being in service to my listener. That could be another wonderful add to just a mentor, a pre-show checklist.
It takes the pressure off. It takes the pressure off of, I have to be the expert. I have to be perfect.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep. All right. We did great. What do we do next week? What are we talking about?
We are going to discuss interruptions.
Yeah.
When we present, interruptions happen.
Right.
Big interruptions and small interruptions. So how do we recover and pivot through those interruptions?
Well, and I'm going to offer an idea that what we sometimes consider an interruption. Let me try that again. What we sometimes consider an interruption isn't. So there's some things that we say, this is an interruption. No, it's not. It's not an interruption. It's how you're looking at it that makes it an interruption. So there are big interruptions, small interruptions, and non-interruptions. And we'll talk about all 3 of those in the next
Looking forward to it.
All right. Great work. See you, everybody. Great job.
Later.